Welcome back, guys, to another budget build. Today I'm going over Endeavor 3, one of the mainstays of the current meta. Probably high A tier. I believe Tim Keefe won the Las Vegas Regional with Endeavor 3. However, I'm taking a different take. One, obviously this is a budget build, so I will be using only cards found in the core sets of booster boxes, and nothing that is higher than a rare in rarity. And for this Endeavor 3 build, I chose the Earth symbol, a symbol I am not too comfortable with, so I thought I'd expand my horizons a little bit when building this. So let's dig into Endeavor 3 and what he wants to do. He's a 6-hand size, 31 health character with the Pro Hero keyword trait. He has Earth, Fire, and Order for his symbols. And he has Enhance Your Attack, so this ability is only playable during your Enhance steps. Mill 4, so discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Your attack gets +2 speed. If you have cycled this game, it also gets +3 damage. Now, cycling is when you run out of cards in your deck, you shuffle your discard pile to make a new deck, remove the top 10 cards of your deck from the game, and continue playing, which is why it's very hard to mill people out in this game. So, once you've done one cycle, run out of cards in your deck, shuffle your discard pile, remove the top 10 cards, keep playing. Every time you use this ability, you get +2 speed and +3 damage, which is a lot of crazy stats. He's a very high risk, high reward type of character. And then he has a form once per game, so you can only do this one time per game. Add 1 attack from your remove from game pile to your hand, and this ability cannot be cancelled. So what he wants to do is he wants to run through his deck really quickly once, and then use his ability more sparingly to guarantee that a bunch of really powerful attacks go through. So let's see what I was able to come up with on the Earth symbol. We're going to start with Butte Basher. This is a Mount Lady card from Girl Power. It's got 6 speed, low zone, 4 damage, which is pretty good stats already. So if you've cycled and you use your mill 4, this becomes an 8 low for 7. Which is great. As an enhance, you can force your rival to flip a foundation, and if they have 8 or more foundations, they flip an additional foundation. That's solid. That is a great way to try to choke your rival's stage out to make sure that they don't have access to any of their defensive abilities. It also has Deflect 2, which is a new keyword released in Girl Power, which as a response allows you to add this card from your hand to your card pool. After the block step of your rival's attack, the attack gets -2 damage. So a little bit of making sure that 31 health goes even farther. Next up we have Flying Dragon Tackle. This is a Ryukyu common, or uncommon, from Girl Power. It's a 4 high for 5, so if you've cycled, it's a 6 high for 8. That's pretty good. Enhance, if this attack is blocked, your rival flips a foundation, which continues the foundation choke that we're trying to do with cards like Butte Basher. If it's not blocked, your rival commits a foundation. If it deals damage, draw 1 card. So the absolute worst thing your rival can do is block this and still take damage from it, so a partial block, because then they flip a foundation and you draw a card. Or they don't block it and then you force them to selectively commit a foundation and draw a card. Pretty cool. Next up we have Massive Blow. This is a reprint card, a time-shifted card from Byakko in My Hero Academia Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. I've got to stop doing these at night. I've got to start doing these when I'm a little bit more awake. Forgive me. Yu Yu Hakusho Dark Tournament. It's a 3 high for 8, or in Endeavor's case, it's a minimum 5 high for 8, 5 high for 11 if you've cycled. It's got Powerful 3, so you can spend any number of momentum on this powerful ability, and for each momentum you spend, it gets +3 damage. And Stun 1 to force our rival to commit a foundation. It says Enhance, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, or mill 3. If your printed health is greater than your rival's printed health, this attack gets +2 to its powerful rating, and your opponent flips a foundation. So you become a powerful 5. So even before you've cycled, this can become a 5 high 8 powerful 5, because at 31 health, our printed health is going to be higher than most. And it stuns 1, and it forces your rival to flip a foundation. So again, already with these 3 attacks we're seeing we're trying to choke our rival's defensive base to where they have no access to any of... Hi, Sam. Any of that. So really, really potent combo there. Next up we have Flash Fire Fist Hell Spider. This is a 3 high for 6. It says Enhance, mill 2, so discard the top 2 cards of your deck. Your attacks get +1 speed for the rest of the turn. And if you have cycled this game, your attacks also get +1 damage for the rest of the turn. So with Endeavor, pre-cycle, this is a 5 high 6, which can become a 6 high 6 with its own for milling 6 cards. That's getting 6 cards out of your deck towards that cycle. If you have cycled, it's a 5 high 9, which becomes a 6 high 10. For a 4 difficulty move, 6 high 10. That is insane. That is really good stats. Moving on, we have Slice and Burn. This is his rare attack from Jet Burn. It's a 2 high 5, kind of middling stats, but again, we are putting stats on all of our attacks. It's got a combo enhance, and the combo requirement is a high block. So the card immediately before Slice and Burn in your card pool has to have a high block printed, which Flying Dragon Tackle, Massive Blow, Flash Fire Fist, Hell Spider, and Bad Guy Roundup are all high blocks. So really easy to combo this into an enhanced string. And it says combo enhance, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards. Your rival loses 2 health, but this cannot reduce your rival below 1. So instant burn them for 2, and you get to pitch 2 cards that are practically useless for you, like maybe 2 foundations, and then draw 2 extra cards. Really cool. And as an enhance, if you have 10 or less cards in your deck, this attack and your next attack get +2 damage. So this becomes a 2 high for 7. 4 high for 7 if you mill 4 with Endeavor. And then your next card attack also gets +2 damage. Next we have Canyon Cannon. This is a 5 high for 3, a Mount Lady 2 card from Jet Burn. 5 high for 3. It allows you to mill 2. This attack gets +1 damage for each different symbol among cards milled this way. And the milled cards are considered as being reviewed. That doesn't really matter for us right now. So if you mill, say, a Flying Dragon Tackle and a Bad Guy Roundup, that's Earth, Fire, Good, that's 3, plus Air, Earth, and Order, that's 5 different symbols. So Canyon Cannon can get +5 damage on its own. So it's a 5 high 8. And then you give it +2 speed with Endeavor, it's a 7 high 8. So you can see where we're really going to stack up mainly speed, and our attacks can gain damage on their own, so we don't need to worry about the cycling early game. But once we've cycled, we're adding even more pressure offensively to our rival. And our last attack is Bad Guy Roundup. This is a 3 low for 4. It's got Powerful 2. As a response, when we play it, either as an attack or as a block, our rival is forced to spend 1 momentum. And as an enhance, if we have more ready foundations than our rival, we get to draw a card. So if we throw this late in a string and our rivals had to commit out a lot and we haven't had to commit out a lot, we can draw an extra card for free. So that's pretty cool. And that is our attack lineup. Mainly cards that really like to wear the extra speed from Endeavor that can kind of boost their own damage. We have Canyon Cannon, Slice and Burn, which can boost their own damage. Massive Blow and Bad Guy Roundup have Powerful. And then Butte Basher, Flying Dragon Tackle, and Flash Fire Fist Hell Spider either boost their own speed or really wear that speed well. Moving on to our non-attacks, we don't have any assets in this deck, but we do have 2 Dark Tournament Looms, which we can remove it as an enhance to add 1 card from our momentum to our hand and draw a card. So we pick up one of our attacks that's already hit our opponent, and we get to draw a card. We could play this on defense on our rival's turn to get 2 more blocks into our hand, or on our offensive turn, we can try to draw even more attacks. Onto foundations, we have Steadfast Resolve. This destroys 1 foundation. After an attack is played, it gets +1 or -1 damage. So more damage dealing on our kill string, and damage reduction if we need to survive our rival's turn. We have Finding Solace. This is a cool new card from Girl Power, we flip it as a response. After our rival plays a keyword ability, we get to ready 2 cards that haven't been readied, 2 foundations that have not been readied this combat phase. If our rival plays a stun ability, a breaker ability, a deflect ability, any keyword, as you can see, do we have okay, my cursor works here. Any keyword down here that has a different color that is not blue. So a green keyword for a response ability, or a yellow keyword for an enhance ability. If our rival plays one of those, we get to flip this and ready 2 foundations. That's pretty solid. Next we have Beneath the Armor. Once per turn, this allows us to flip 1 foundation to give +2 or -2 damage to an attack. Again, if we're really throwing a bunch of speed on our attacks with Endeavor, this adds a little bit more damage to our attacks, or it can help us survive a little bit longer once per turn on our rival's turn. Fearsome Transformations is just flip to draw, and if we have no momentum, we discard a card. We're usually going to have the momentum when we play this, or we can just cycle out a foundation that we don't need in our hand. Tough as Punk in Junior High, I love this foundation defensively, because you can flip it before you take damage from an attack. You reduce the damage you take by 3. So unlike Deflect, which reduces the damage of the attack between block and damage, so even if you block it, it messes with the math, but it messes with it in a weird way. This says the total damage you take is reduced by 3. So if you would partial block and you would take 3 damage, you can take no damage from a partial block. So it's really, really strong. Then we have Gotta Go Faster. We can remove this as an enhance if our attack has at least double its printed speed. We add the top card of our discard pile to our hand. So if we've checked an attack, or we've milled an attack, funny thing, if you mill multiple cards at a time with Endeavor, or Flashfire Fist, Hellflame Spider, or Canyon Cannon, you are allowed to choose the order of the cards as they go into your discard pile. So you'll discard 4, but you can choose which card goes on the top, or what the order of the cards going into your discard pile is. So if you are going to play Gotta Go Faster with something like Hellfire, Hell Spider, or Slice and Burn, something where you can easily boost that speed up to above double its printed, you can pretty much guarantee what card you're going to pick up with Gotta Go Faster. But I mainly put it in here for the Endeavor specific enhance, so only Endeavor can use the second enhance, where if you have 15 or less health, this attack gets +1 damage. So even more free damage if we are below 15 health, which is really good to have in that clutch moment. Then we have One Man Inferno. This says enhance mill 1, so our cost is to discard the top card of our deck, and we force our rival to discard the top card of their deck. We mill 1, they mill 1. And we can use this on every enhance for every copy of One Man Inferno we have on every attack, both ours and our rivals. So it can mess with our rivals' check math, and it can get us through our deck faster, so we can get that one cycle and start putting 2 speed and 3 damage on every attack we get after that. Next we have the new number 1. The foundation cannot be sealed, so that's really strong, meaning it cannot lose its effects. As an enhance, we can commit this to return this attack to its printed speed. This attack then gets +1 or -1 speed. So if our rival has said Barrier Shield, for example, which reduces the attack speed to 0, we can then return our attack to its printed speed and give it +1 speed for good measure. Or if our rival has played a bunch of speed on their card, or EX'd their ability, put a bunch of speed on it, we can commit this to return their attack to its printed speed and give it -1 speed for good measure. And then as a pro hero, we have access to the pro hero enhance. Once per turn, we can mill 2 to unseal a card in our stage. That means if our rival has sealed something, meaning it is treated as having no abilities for the turn, we get to unseal it once per turn. So a very powerful mechanic to keep us in check, and this says we can mill 2, which is advancing our cycle game, to prevent them from sealing our cards, which is really, really powerful. Next we have number 10 Pro Hero. This is just solid spam. It's a 0 diff, 6 check, +1 high block, all around great card to be blank. We have Red Right's the Coolest, which can flip while committed to give our attack +2 damage. so we don't have to worry about committing this to pass a check because its ability is tenacious. We can flip it to give our attack +2 damage. And then we have this one. I like this. Internship with Best Genist as an Earth response, which means we can only play this response on this card if we have the Earth symbol on our character, which we do. But after we play this card, we discard the top card of our deck, we mill 1, and after we play this card, our rival flips a foundation. So if we play it as a block, as we play it as a foundation, as a form, we can force our rival to flip a foundation, which really combos well with our, Butte Basher, Flying Dragon Tackle, Massive Blow, are ways to try to choke our rival's defensive pieces down, and this is just a really good spam card to do that. Next up, Revel at his Masterpiece. This says enhance your turn, so we can only do this on our turn. Mill 1, this attack gets +1 damage. So it's just continuously getting on that mill game and giving more damage to our attacks that we're already making pretty fast. And then as an Endeavor or Todoroki character, we can play the form, remove this card. If we have 10 or fewer cards in our deck, draw 2 cards. So that is really, really powerful, especially if you cycle or you're getting close to cycling, and you can just remove 2 or 3 of these to draw 4 or 6 cards. Granted, you're losing a few foundations to do so, but if your rival's committed out, and you just need a little bit more gas on the fire to finish them off, this can be a really strong way to close out the game. Then we have Endenimed. This allows us on our attack as an enhance to destroy a foundation, discard the top 2 cards of either player's deck. So if our rival's stacking their deck, we can discard the top 2 cards of their deck, really screwing them up there. Or we can discard the 2 more cards out of our deck to try to get us closer to that cycle. And just like Steadfast Resolve, this helps us try to stay out of deadlock. Next we have Sports Festival Champ. I thought this was kind of fun because we can commit it and discard a card to make sure that the damage of our non-throw attack cannot be reduced, which is really powerful when we're throwing cards like Canyon Cannon or powerful attacks like Bad Guy Roundup or Massive Blow, making sure they cannot reduce the damage we're about to output on them. But also, as an enhance, it says, if the top 3 cards of our discard pile are foundations, this attack gets +1 damage for free. When we mill 4, if we mill 3 foundations in an attack, we could just put the attack on the bottom, and Sports Festival Champ gives us +1 damage for free. Seems pretty no-brainer. And then lastly, Manly Friendship. This is just once per turn for free. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage. +1 damage on our attack, -1 damage on our rival's attack. It's just a pretty simple back and forth to add a little bit more damage if we need be. Because since we're going to be adding 2 speed to all of our attacks, our rival's going to have to commit out pretty well to try to block a lot of this massive damage coming through. And like I said, with Hellspider giving speed, Endeavor giving speed, we have Massive Blow with Stun 1. It's going to be really hard for our rival to block effectively, to not take a bunch of damage, and not commit a whole bunch of foundations to do so. So just throwing a little bit of damage here and there on attacks you know we're going to slip through are really going to add up. I'm not used to doing these budget builds. I forgot to look up how much this deck will cost on Rochester CCG, but I can promise you it's more than likely under $25. I think the rarest cards are like the Slice and Burn. That's a rare. The Dark Tournament Looms is probably like a quarter. Honestly, with only three rare cards in the entire deck, I'd be shocked if this deck broke $20. But we'll say under 25 just to be safe. If I remember when uploading this video, because I'm kind of recording a bunch of things at once, if I remember to, when I upload this video, I'll try to put a link, of course, to Rochester CCG, just like I did the Denki one, but I'll also post the price of how much this deck costs if I can remember to do so. But yeah, you can pretty much be sure that any deck I build for the budget builds is going to be under $25. I just forgot to do it this time because I'm still kind of working on this as a concept, and I didn't know I was going to be filming a budget tonight. I thought I was going to be building a more competitive deck, and then it turns out I already recorded the one that I thought I needed to record tonight. So I'm still getting back into my swing of things after my vacation and the Day Zero builds and all of that funness. So thank you for bearing with me as I ramble through budget build Endeavor 3. What do you guys think of Endeavor 3? Do you think that Earth is a pretty fun way to go? Do you think this budget build is worth the price? I mean, obviously it's built for newer players who are on a budget, but if you do have a character that you'd like to see me play, build a budget deck around, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to get your guys' feedback. I've got a list of budget builds to make that I've been getting suggestions from the Discord. So thank you to everyone who sent me suggestions already. I already have a list and I'm working on them. I'm having a good time with it. And it's really an interesting headspace to try to think of, okay, putting myself in this box, giving myself this budget, and seeing what I can do with that kind of limitation. It's really cool. It's really liberating. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you like deck build profile content, please subscribe to the channel. I am so grateful that so many of you have already subscribed. I'm already almost at 100 subscribers, which I can't fully wrap my head around yet, but I'm so thankful to each and every one of you. And all of you who have been commenting on the videos. I've loved interacting with everyone. I try to interact on this, my official UVS Hermit YouTube. Sometimes I will forget to switch accounts and I will reply with my main YouTube, which is just my name, Cameron Undergust. So if you see that, that's me. It's not someone pretending to be me. But I usually try to respond to comments with my official Hermit channel. But yeah, the ending of this was just a mess. I apologize, guys. Thank you for sticking with me if you have, and I will see you in the next one. Later.